you see all my notes here I took on this. So one of the things was that
It's a bee.
it's a bee. He felt like he was being too negative.
I'm thinking
So if
about
you're
tacos.
Sorry, that was really loud.
I think it's okay to rewind and say, how did I get here?
Why does this always happen to me?
Hey friend, welcome to Random Chittering.
I'm Trisha.
And I'm Jen.
Let us chitter.
On a swing.
So I found an article, and it was actually posted by Laura. And if you don't know who Laura is from Overstuffed,
Yeah, watch episodes 4 and 5.
yes, to see her. And it was all about negativity and how it can influence your body and even kill you. Yeah, so they talked about 3 different things, and one of them was the more you think negative thoughts, the more the body and your brain strengthens the pathway. So picture it like...
Sorry, what?
Yeah, so in your brain, picture it like
Okay.
you're out on a trail.
Okay.
So a trail that people go over all the time
Yes.
is going to be more worn
Yes.
and easier to travel, right?
Yes.
Versus one that's newly forged into the trees, okay? So when you think negative thoughts or even positive thoughts, so this works both ways,
Got it?
but when you think negative thoughts, your body increases the pathway from A to B.
Okay.
If it's a negative thought process that takes you from A to B, it will strengthen that pathway, and then
So your negative thoughts are easier.
right,
to
or they're easier to come, and it's going to automatically want to go through that negative pathway and not let you have those positive thoughts because that pathway is forged.
Got it. Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
so
that's very interesting.
the second thing is that being with negative people also does the same exact thing in your brain.
I can understand that. Because,
It's
you know,
amazing.
there are times in my life where I start to feel like really heavy, and I look at the people around me and I realize sometimes I gotta cut loose some people.
Yeah, and do you know why?
Why?
It's because we are empathetic. So when people express a negative desire or
Oh,
a
then we're
negative
like-
emotion, our brains automatically put us into that emotion so that we can empathize with them.
Got it.
And that again creates those negative pathways. And so not only is thinking negative thoughts hard on you, but being with negative people.
Well, it feels like they
Same way.
suck the energy. Like if you're like happy, 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 and then they're not
like
happy. They're like,
vampires.
okay, but I have to say, I kind of fear that there are times in my life where I am that negative person, though.
I don't think. But see, that my husband is having the same difficulty.
How
and
do
he
you
was,
know?
He was expressing that he felt like he was being too negative.
Okay.
And I think there's a difference between being negative and realistic. So you can. So you see all my notes here I took on this. So one of the things was that.
It's a bee.
It's a bee.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
Big bee.
It's,
No, it's just like
a
a-
bumblebee. So one of the things was to not try to stop yourself from having negative thoughts.
Don't stop.
Don't
yourself.
stop, because what happens if you say don't think about food?
I'm thinking about
You're
food.
thinking about food.
I'm thinking
so
about
if you're,
tacos.
If you're if you're constantly thinking
Macaroni and cheese.
about food or about these negative thoughts.
This time it's your kid.
With the magic of technology, my child has appeared on my lap.
We have a visitor.
Yay!
A silent one.
Yes, hopefully. So we were talking about not trying to stop yourself from thinking
Right.
negative
Tacos,
thoughts.
macaroni and cheese.
Right. So what you do is you let it come, you acknowledge it for what it is, and you let it march on by.
March on by.
And you say, I see.
The thoughts
yes.
are marching the one by. Hurrah! Hurrah!
And another thing they said was that you could change the circumstance. Be like, oh, that was really sucky. That was really unlucky. That was unfortunate.
Okay.
You know, so it's like a...
Yes, like a what?
Sorry, that was really loud. Like a random event that just happened to be terrible. You know, oh, you missed a payment on a bill or whatever. Now you have to pay a late fee, and you're like, why does this always happen to me?
That eats at
we
me.
don't have any bill, you know, any money, blah blah blah. You just be like, dang it, that's terrible. I forgot it. That was just
my bad.
Yeah, my bad.
Peace out.
Yeah. So my husband was having the same problem. I said, you're realistic. You look at things, you know, and if you have more of a perfectionistic outlook, which is totally fine. You just don't ruminate on it, and you don't turn inward. That's the worst thing to do.
Yes. So my husband always thought that I was kind of a negative Nelly because in his opinion, I was always complaining, right? Like complain. However, one day I explained to him that I'm not unhappy or sad or dissatisfied with anything. It's just I'm constantly looking for ways to improve things, to better things, to make things better. And when I explained that to him, he said, okay, so let's not call it complaining anymore. And he decided to call my comments, my tendencies, detailing. So instead of complaining, I am detailing. So I'm saying this is good, and it's not bad, but this is how we can make it better. So like he's building a fire pit in our backyard.
Ooh.
And you know, he cleared a little space of land and he was gonna dig the hole, and then he told me he was gonna go get grass for it. And I said, no, wait, don't do grass. That's what I said, grass. And I said, you know what, in my head I saw pavers. And I was like, and then if you clear another 5 feet, you know what we can do? We can pave the whole area. We can put some Adirondack. Is that what they're called? Adirondack? Adirondack.
I have no idea
Some
what
cool
you're talking
chairs around the pit, and we could put 2 picnic tables. And so instead of doing a little fire pit with grass for our family of 5, I now have envisioned a party space where we can seat like 18 people. So that, because I feel like I am an optimist. I totally, not that I like to use that word, but I like to look at the bright side. I like to look at bettering things.
Right.
And so sometimes I started seeing myself as really negative from my husband's perspective. But I don't think that's really who I am.
I think especially as a woman, we tend to be more criticizing. Yeah. and then we get mad at ourselves for having all these negative thoughts. And I don't think it's bad. I think it's bad when we let those negative thoughts define us.
Yes, or make us feel sorry for ourselves, like pity ourselves, right?
Right, and then it prevents us from moving forward.
Yes.
So if it prevents you from moving forward or dealing with life or treating other people or yourself nicely, then that's a problem. But I think if you use those things to better yourself and not beat yourself,
I think it's okay to rewind and say, how did I get here? And how do I not do that again? Without saying I'm a bad person.
Right, and that's also a form of detailing though. It's, you know, it's a bad thing if you're going to rewind and see what happened, and right, because that's a form of detailing.
Yeah,
so
try to not
make this better.
make that mistake again without saying I'm a mistake, saying I made a mistake, oopsie daisy, my bad.
Move on.
I'm still a competent person.
Right, so I really wanted to bring this up, and I wanted to see, you know, how other people felt, and because I really get into the self-help.
I do too. I'm so in love with it. I read a ton of books on how to be happy, how to be positive.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm way into it too. I think most people are. In fact, I think self-help is like the #1 selling type of book in the world.
Probably is.
Because we all want to help ourselves.
So please visit.
Like and subscribe. Or maybe it's up here.
Up here.
Like and subscribe.
Right here.